This is my 1966 Mercedes 200D with a 5.3 LS.
We are at RPM Automotive using their dyno.
And today,
We're doing science.
we're gonna see what happens when we go from an 1150 CFM carburetor all the way down to
100 CFM Harbor Freight carburetor.
science. That's like way more than we expected.
That's actually not bad.
Okay. This is driveway finds.
Like we were saying, we're at the dyno and we have these 5 carburetors here. We're gonna start with this 1150 CFM Dominator carburetor. CFM is how much air the carburetor will actually let into the engine. And then we're gonna step down to this 650. This is a much more streetable, normal carburetor you would expect to find on a setup like this.
Then we're gonna step down to this Rochester 2-barrel. This is a 300 CFM carburetor. We're gonna then go to a 190 CFM monojet. And finally, we're gonna stop at this Harbor Freight, possibly 100 CFM carburetor and see what kind of numbers it makes.
Let's throw this on and see what we can do today.
This is our 1966 Mercedes with the LS that we got off the ground at Pick and Pull. And we have the Dominator on here ready to do our first pull.
So we put this car together on a super budget last year, and all we've done to it is take it to burnout competitions and blow up tires. We've never been nice to this car. It spent like a cumulative 12 minutes on the rev limiter since it was put together. And I don't know how many sets of tires it's exploded, and it destroyed a rear axle. It broke that in half at LS Fest. So we're not really nice to this car, so it's a perfect mule for what we're doing today.
We've been talking around the shop and we think the LS is gonna make 250 horsepower with the 650 that it normally runs. Now with this 1150 CFM Dominator, you would think with more airflow, it would make more horsepower. However, with this small of an engine, it might not let that carburetor operate at its full potential.
I think it's got more than that. It feels like it's got more than that. I'm hoping for 300. All right, let's see what this thing's gonna make. I'm really excited. I have no idea.
255, or no, 250.
Oh yeah, real lean.
247.
247.
247. All right, we made 247 horsepower, which is close to the 250 we thought we were gonna make. However, we are very lean, so we're leaving some horsepower on the table. Plus, it was also kind of breaking up on top. So we're just gonna jet it up and see if we can make that horsepower number higher.
It's gonna make way more horsepower because that's completely untuned.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
well,
like
it
break
also
everybody's.
has a lot more airflow
Yeah.
than your 650. So that'll do it.
Dustin rebuilt this carburetor yesterday, and he just threw us a baseline of 80 jets in it, which we thought was gonna be too big, and it's still running lean because this thing's gonna make so much power. So now we need to actually go up even more. So I think we're just gonna slam 99s in it and see what that does.
Yeah, hopefully richen it up and make some more power.
Yeah, just 19 jet sizes up. You guys know that's the right thing to do. I bet this thing's gonna run great now. Or it's just gonna break up because it's got another issue we don't know about.
I could just see
That's right. All right. So 247 was our last number. We got the new jets in there. Let's see if we can make more power.
We got 304 torque, 347 horsepower, way more than everybody expected. I'm gonna round up to 350. That's like way more than we expected.
Yeah, we picked up 100 horsepower by just tuning the carburetor. Who knew, right?
And this is like, once again, this is an off the ground at pick and pull, a mystery cam from Turlock Swap Meet. We had no idea what this thing made. It's just an LS with a cam and valve springs. That is it, nothing else.
It's also a 5.3 LS too,
Yes.
so it's a small cubic inch, so like 327 cubic
Low
inches.
compression,
It's like
crappy
nothing.
706 heads, like nothing good about this engine other than the fact that it makes more horsepower than a small block with like a lot of things done to it.
That's why we like LSs.
Not every car is perfect.
But that doesn't mean it's not worth protecting.
And the enthusiasts behind the scenes at Hagerty think so too.
And with an agreed upon value that goes up year after year and high membership satisfaction, it's a no-brainer.
Visit Hagerty.com/driveway to get a quote today.
All right, we're gonna go from 1150 CFM down to 650 CFM.
So this is the Holley 650 double pumper that lives on the Mercedes, and it should be pretty much perfectly tuned if I did my job right. There we go.
So it made 344 horsepower compared to the 347 that the Dominator made.
mean,
So
that's-
it's pretty much the same, which is kind of surprising given the CFM difference between the two carburetors.
I'm shocked that this little engine, like I'm gonna keep saying this, but this little random ass engine makes that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just surprised with the difference in CFM. Now that we got the 650 done, we're gonna move on to the 300 CFM two barrel, which is half of what this carburetor is.
science.
This little two barrel came from my Camaro. It is the numbers matching carburetor to its 350. I loved it when it was on there. It was great, it was snappy, it was perfect. I don't know how it's gonna do with this engine. I don't know what the jets are gonna be like, but we're gonna do another pull and see what happens.
It's never felt horsepower like this.
That's true.
It's never
Very
been
true.
anywhere near this.
Running pretty good.
Sounds good.
So, very, very lean. That last run we made almost 200 horsepower, but it was very, very lean. So these jets aren't really that common. You can find the Holley jets super easily. We're gonna measure what these are and drill them out.
So the thing when you go to a smaller CFM carburetor, it's actually probably gonna feel faster on the street before you hit wide open throttle because you're gonna have all that air velocity, you know, and I guess that's what makes torque, at least that's what I've read. And yeah, so if we drove this around right now, we'd probably be like, this thing feels pretty good, but as soon as we went all the way to the floor, we'd be like, oh, that's, yeah.
Just
making
fall on its face.
bad noises.
Yeah.
And lean and pinging and stuff like that.
I know, I'm trying. Here we go.
Okay, that's all you need. That's it. Just get these open,
Yes.
open a little bit.
They are. Gonna see what size they are and drill them out, make it richer. The jets that were in there were 60,000s. Jason did some math and we're gonna move on to 76,000s. Hopefully our bigger jets will make us see a little bit more horsepower out of this two barrel. We just made 246 horsepower. The air fuel was right on target. So with the two barrel, we're making 100 less horsepower. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's crazy how the Dominator to the 650 didn't really make a huge difference, but down to the 300 CFM two barrel, big difference there.
Okay, we're getting into the silly range today with our video. We're gonna run 190 CFM one barrel carburetor on this engine, which will not be enough.
With two adapters to be able to put this on a four barrel intake, we're probably gonna have some vacuum leaks.
You would find this on like a straight 6 from the 60s Chevy. This will not make power. It might run, but it's probably gonna just be so lean that we're just gonna just like be like, uh-oh.
like really good. It sounds good.
Is it stupid if it works?
Exactly. The best part is you can literally hear the engine go, whoa, just falling on its feet. Look at that.
So we made 183 horsepower. It's almost like each barrel we take away is 100 horsepower.
I just love hearing the engine, wow, just one tone. Like it's just running out of airflow.
I did not expect it to run that good on this. Like, honestly,
This is
like we could drive
hilarious.
around with that.
We could
That'd be
totally
fine.
drive around like that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Love
way better than
that.
expected. Which means the Predator Ram will be better than expected. Now we're moving on to our Harbor Freight carburetor. And earlier we said this was about 100 CFM. We started thinking about it and we looked it up again. We were wrong. It's about 40 CFM, which is far less. But we have a trick up our sleeves. We have 3 of them.
Predator Ram. Okay, it sounded really good for a second there. That actually did really good for a minute.
It runs, okay?
I was. Okay.
Close the chokes.
Closing chokes.
Closing chokes.
We're gonna restrict it a little bit. Okay, okay, okay. Running on the Predator Ram, and it's revving up kind of well.
My estimate is like 60 horsepower.
Yeah, one carburetor.
One carburetor.
One carburetor. Nice. Now it's one carburetor.
Oh no.
One carburetor. Oh wow. Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, we're gonna try to get one pull before we jet it and see what happens.
Oh, it's moving.
Okay, okay, okay.
9 horsepower.
Oh.
Look at him go.
Yeah, I don't think
It made 30 horsepower.
Okay. All right, we made 36 horsepower.
36
That is
horsepower.
without any jetting. That is just out of the box. I'm surprised the wheels could even move, to be honest. And that the engine was
50?
running.
He went 50. He drove at 50 miles an hour on.
Wait, that's actually
That's
awesome.
freeway speeds almost.
Kinda.
On a Harbor Freight carburetor. That's pretty funny.
This is our current jet. It's at 29 thousandths. We're gonna drill it all the way out to 75 thousandths. Wow, that was easy. Great.
Dustin drilled out the jets, so hopefully we're gonna get more than 36 horsepower.
It's not asking for much.
We'll see.
It's just 36.
Better. It's way better.
Nope, nope.
We're gonna make 100. We're gonna make 100. 100%. We're gonna make 100. We doubled it. Way better. Way better.
125 horsepower. I think the jetting helped a lot.
So obviously we're doing some stuff here. So it was too lean at wide open throttle, too rich at idle. So he's gonna lean it out at idle, and we're gonna take another run. We're gonna try to tune this. We're gonna break 100 horsepower. We're gonna look at him. Look at how excited he is.
We're gonna break.
That's not saying a lot, but it's saying a lot for these.
That's okay. 100 horsepower is double what this car came with. Double. This car came with 50 horsepower. This is like if you were transported back to 1966 and you got in this thing right now, you'd be like, holy crap. Okay, we're gonna give it a little extra accelerator here.
Oh, so we actually made 110 horsepower.
Yeah, 110
Wow,
with some extra.
Exceeded that 100 by 10
I
horsepower.
used the whole can.
With Harbor Freight carburetors. Those should go on a
Look at the air
lawnmower.
fuel. The air fuel is
Was it like actually pretty good?
0.8.
Nice, okay.
So f***ing cold. Feel it.
Dude, that's why it makes so much power. Wait,
right.
how cold is it? Oh my God, it's like frozen.
Look at this. We got
Wait,
120 degree on the intake.
is this science?
Get those lab coats out.
It's science.
Why is it running
I don't
colder?
know if it's maybe that whole can of brake.
It was probably the
Oh,
whole
it's the brake
It's a
clean.
brake clean.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, yeah, that's what it is. Duh.
Okay, we have one last sketchy thing to try to see if we can make this thing make a little more horsepower.
More than 110 at least. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna spray gas with a spray bottle into the Predator Ram, which we don't recommend.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We're just living in a world of fantasy. We have lawnmower carburetors on our engine, so.
I guess, yeah, it's like, don't try this at home. I think that should be implied. Safety.
I don't think we did it.
110. So we're at the limitations of the carburetors, like the CFM.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's consistent.
Yeah.
How consistent is that?
Yeah, that's true. At least they're consistent. I think 110. I think that's it. We want to drive the Mercedes with the Predator Ram. However, height wasn't really taken into consideration with the design, so we're going to have to pull the hood off. This is driving. This is totally driving. Okay, it's actually really not that bad.
I think it slipped clutch.
Wow. It's just like a normal Sunday drive for us. Wow, it's got, oh my God, dude. Wow. That was actually pretty good. It's actually working really good. If you didn't tell me these were on here, I'd be like, man, your car doesn't really run the best, but it's not bad. Okay. I was filming that, but not as good as we thought. Round two. Wow, okay, there we go, there we go. The world's first Predator carburetor burnout? Can't do that with your lawnmower, can you?
So all in all, it ran a lot better than I thought it was going to run. I even did what I think some people would consider was a burnout.
Yeah, I definitely think that counts. Now we're gonna see how it does in the real world. I'm gonna drive it 20 miles home, but we wanna thank everybody at RPM Automotive for letting us play around on the dyno and see if the Predator Ram works. We just got back to the house with the Harbor Freight carburetors, and besides a couple small issues, it actually did really well.
Yeah, it was doing so good it was pulling away from the camera car. I couldn't even keep up.
Now that we've made it back, let's go over all the numbers. The 1150 CFM Holley Dominator made 347 horsepower.
The Holley 650 double pumper that lives on the car made 344 horsepower, so virtually the same.
Our 300 CFM 2-barrel made 247 horsepower.
Our 190 CFM monojet made 183 horsepower with all these adapters.
And 3 of our tiny little 40 CFM Harbor Freight carburetors attached to our Predator Ram made 97 horsepower. Oh, Jesus.
So would anybody do these tests in the real world? Probably not, but here's the deal. I had these adapters laying around, and then I happened to find like 5 or 6 of these Predator carburetors laying around, and we thought, why not? We have access to a dyno, and why else would you do something like this?
Because science.